Well, a recent CAA survey shows 19% of Ontario drivers admit to driving after consuming cannabis. That's a 5% jump from last year. The CAA also reports that 52% of people who drove after consuming cannabis did it within 3 hours of consumption. 31% reported feeling high while driving, and 76% were confident in their ability to drive, which is a 10% dip from last year. For a closer look at these numbers and what they mean, let's check in with the CAA's Michael Stewart. Michael, thank you for joining us, and it's good to see you. What did you make of these numbers?
Thank you for having me. Yes, these numbers were a bit concerning. We do this survey year over year, and we do the survey so we can have drivers self-report their cannabis consumption habits and their habits when it comes to cannabis and driving. And while we did have a bit of an increase this year when it came to substance use, specifically cannabis, it increased up to 53% of Ontario drivers. Our main concern there was that increase in drivers who were consuming it and getting behind the wheel. Cannabis is a legal substance. Of course, if you're of age, you are, of course, able to choose to consume it if you wish. But our big concern was that increase in those who consumed cannabis and got behind the wheel. That 19% represents almost 2 million people who engaged in this behavior in the past, and that is an alarming number. We really want to remind folks, especially ahead of the holiday season, that cannabis, while it is legal, should not be mixed with driving.
Absolutely, and we're going to talk more about the message. I want to go back to talking about the numbers for one moment, though. 76% express confidence in their ability to drive. Did that shock you?
That did shock me. And I think also what really shocked me the most about that one was that decrease compared to last year. There is a common misconception out there that cannabis can actually make us a better driver or help us to focus and improve our driving ability. When that is not true, cannabis can impact your reaction time, your ability to make decisions, your judgment, all things that you need while behind the wheel. A safe driver is a sober driver, and you need these skills while behind the wheel to drive safely. So that 76% being confident in their driving ability was concerning. But I think what was interesting, part of that number was then 63% were worried about being caught. So we have these drivers who admit to doing this, and while they may be confident in their driving ability, almost 2/3 of them realized that what they were doing was wrong to a certain extent, or else they wouldn't have been worried about being caught. And those penalties are not worth it. So we really want to remind folks just to plan ahead and stay sober behind the wheel.
Yeah, those penalties are not worth it. And the biggest penalty could be hurting somebody else, maybe even killing somebody else. That's the worst case scenario, of course. Michael, the holidays are right around the corner. People are going to get together. What do you want people to know about this?
What I really want people to take away from this is that cannabis and alcohol and any other substance, impairment is impairment. So any substance you might consume, whether it's legal or not, if it impairs your ability to operate a motor vehicle safely, have a plan for a safe ride home. We did learn through this survey that more people are consuming cannabis outside of the home. So whether that be at a friend's place, family members, out at events and festivals, more instances where you would potentially rely on your car to get home. And especially with the holidays, I'm sure many viewers, myself included, have many different holiday parties lined up. So you really want to make sure you're taking that time to get home safely. And if you're hosting, maybe that's offering people to stay overnight, or if you are going somewhere, making sure that you have a designated driver, access to rideshare, public transit, taking a cab, or some alternative arrangement to get home so you can keep yourself and others safe.
Yeah, such an important reminder. CAA's Michael Stewart, thanks so much for your time, and we appreciate this update.